like and subscribe. That's gonna do the video. Every time I go down with me, down with you. Look, wasn't even looking sun. Wait, I had 50 health. That should have not happened. What? Oh. Like and subscribe. Like and subscribe, people. Hey guys, welcome back to an another daily awesome video, and let's get into this. And another video. Give on your appreciation. What they were looking forward. I don't even look forward. This is Party Royale. I'm ready for this. Oh yeah. Wasn't even looking for one.
Kind of hard, I'm not gonna lie.
It's gotta be at one of the farms. I just don't know which farm.
Corny crops.
I'm gonna go with Lazy in between Lazy and the gas station.
I think this is in Corny.
Corny crops. I'll just corny crops. Final answer. No thinking. That was lucky.
Where could this be? Okay, I have an idea, but I don't know if it's right.
That's in Weeping Woods, I believe. This prop, I think it's in multiple POIs actually, but I would say Weeping mainly just because of like the ground I'm seeing.
I remember a swing set being in retail somewhere, kind of near the basketball park. I think retail row should be like my best bet.
And Weeping, because there's a lot of campfires there, and usually I go there and competitive and use the campfires.
Weeping Woods. Final answer. The texture of the dirt. I don't know where else there's a swing set on the map. It's gotta be Weeping Woods.
Wait, what? I actually forgot there was a swing set in Weeping. Alright, off the bat, I already know. I'm looking at the trailer next to the brick building in Sweaty.
Okay, that's in Sweaty Sands, I think. Pretty sure.
That's on like the backside of Believer Beach, is where all the RVs are.
This is too easy. Sweaty Sands, final answer.
That was an easy one for me, I knew that.
Ooh, I don't even know, man.
This is retail. This is definitely retail, 100%.
I think that's in retail realm. That like prop, like that green sign, I don't think I've seen that anywhere else aside from retail. And also like I can see a little bit of the mountain behind it, and that's kind of what gives it away for me.
This is Retail Row. It's like right beside like the water pillar.
That is Retail Row. Just Joel's. You know Joel's? I go to Joel's all the time.
Let's go. 3 for 4.
You know, Misty is my home. I talked about it earlier. I know everything about Misty, and this is just right behind it. I know exactly where this is.
Final one, that's right outside of Misty. It's like some random waterfall.
This is behind Misty. It's like the only place where it has mountains and river.
That is behind Misty Meadows. I got 5 out of 5 and the only one that took my brain, so I'm pretty proud of myself.
What's going on, Fortnite fan? Welcome back to the FNCS Grand Royale. We just got done with the action over in Europe, and now, of course, we're popping on the battle bus. We're gliding our way on over to NA East, and now, guess what? We're here. It's game time. Now, if you guys don't know who my name, or who I am, rather, my name is Zeke. It's great to be here. I'm happy that you are watching as well. If you've never watched Fortnite a day in your life, and this is the first time you're watching, Grand Royale. Did you guys watch EU? How'd you guys feel about that? You guys ready? Guys, how you feeling?
Oh, I loved the whole like storyline there with Shiloh's prediction, right? He tweeted out earlier that, you know, Queasy's team was going to like take over on day 2 and not really have like great of a day 1, but then, you know, day 1 they just outperformed even his prediction alone. So that was really, really awesome.
Yeah. I mean, you know what? It sets up, you know, tomorrow as well. Obviously, yeah, we're going to talk about all the point structure and how the Grand Royale works as well. Obviously, tomorrow things really ramp up with the double point situation. So it's good to see how things currently stand. But by the end of play tomorrow, it's going to look a lot different on those leaderboards, baby.
That's right. And if you guys have followed along, this is going to look very familiar to you. Okay, 2 days of competition, 12 games in total, right? 6 today, another 6 tomorrow. The trios, of course. The kicker here, though, is double point Monday. Pull up that corner. This is what you've been seeing, right? The last several
Introduce you to my kids, bro. Introduce to my intro. One night you. Introduce you to my intro.
Feel after how you performed today, because tomorrow it really does matter to literally like double the amount.
Yeah, it makes a massive difference. Obviously, we talk about the combination all the time, guys. The combination of standings points, elimination points. When you kind of see that when they're doubled, I mean, if you get a couple of good games under your belt, let's say, for instance, you get a couple of top 3 finishes, you are going to rocket up that leaderboard very, very quickly. You combine that with 4 points per elimination. We've seen previously on other FNCS seasons as well. Some teams dropping the 10 bomb in games, double digits. That can get you 40 points in one single season. So it's going to change left, right, and center, and I can't wait because we love the hype here. We love to see what's going to happen with our teams. We've got some massive trios who are rocking and rolling for this one too.
Dude, $285,000 for the trio. And this is the point that I always like to stress. Of course, we always concern ourselves with a trio that walks away in that number 1 spot. But if you could go from, say, 33rd all the way up to 5th, right? A difference of literally $50,000, bro. So anytime we see a trio competing, they're going to be trying to climb as high as possible. We will see, I'm sure, some trios break away. They'll be like, yo, this is the top 3. They're fighting it out. But for everyone else, they're thinking, like, if I could just hit that top 5, we're changing everything, baby! So I'm excited to see how that happens, how that unfolds over the 12 games we have prepared for you. Now, of course, we are super hyped to be here, but you know who else is hyped? It's the players. So check this out.
Let's go.
I'm ready. Let's go.
This is our tournament. We're taking it down.
You guys might want to watch out. We're bringing it on this tournament.
Let's go, guys. I'm so excited to be here. I can't wait to compete.
I'm ready to crush the competition.
Yeah, we're really excited to play and see what we're capable of doing.
It's so much fun competing with all the best players in the world. It shows that I am also one of the best players in the world.
Just play good. Just get out there and just eliminate everyone.
Other competitors should feel us because once we get on a roll, we continue going. There is no slowing down pace whenever we're in the driver's seat.
Let's do this, boys. We're gonna bring it home. I'm ready.
We've had our practice. We're warming up. We're ready. So anybody who wants to contest us, anybody who wants to take us on during this event, we're waiting for you.
We're just pretty scary. Like, we all know what we're doing. I think if people were to fight us, it'd be a bad idea for them.
There's no way we don't win this. There's no one that can beat us. We're ready for this.
I'm really hyped to play the event, and I'm ready.
Let's go. Bring it on. I'm ready to win. It's about to go down.
Let's go, guys.
Absolutely incredible stuff. These guys are all really excited across all of the regions. You do love to see it. Boys, let's spend some time here. We got to talk about some trios to watch. We did do this in EU, and we'll do this in NA West as well. But here in NA East, we got to talk about a lot of these trios. Specifically, we're kicking things off with Bugha, Miro, and Dukes. Now, that felt really weird to say, right? Because we just watched Chapter 2, Season 8. Bugha, Miro, and Muzz were your winners, right? So they've decided to kind of change things up and like pick up Dukes. How are you feeling about this, Vivid? Is this still the same stopping power? Because like I do feel like we've lost a little something by giving up Muzz here.
That's a bold move
He
by
was
Bugha.
run
Right? You guys are hot off
me
an
out.
FNCS win, and you're going
He
into
would been
another
freaking
event
me
that's
out.
a lot more money.
He
is
would
the
been
prize on
freaking
the line,
me
right? Like,
out.
for example, Bugha, Miro,
And
and
make
Muzz
you
become
happy
competitive,
on
like $45,000 each. But
Wait,
this event
man.
here, you can take down $95,000 each. So we're going to be seeing them in Misty Meadows again tomorrow, playing this brand new trio. But we always talked about how Bugha, Miro, and Muzz were like this champion and titled team because they all had FNCS or huge event wins under their belts. But this is the same exact case, right? Like Dukes has won an FNCS with a different trio, and then obviously Bugha and Miro have won FNCSs, and Bugha being also the solo World Cup champion. So again, we just have a very, very titled team here again, and I think that they can do just as well as they did with Muzz.
Yeah, I totally agree. I mean, we're seeing all these super trios forming all the time now. And you mentioned there as well, like, this is the collaboration of these three is going to be really impressive. Maybe Muzz just fancied, like, teaming up with some others, for a little bit to kind of say, do you know what, let's just let other people in, let's kind of switch things up, see exactly how we can get on in different formats. Grand Rail is obviously very different, the point structure as well. But Misty Meadows, obviously we saw there on the map as well, is where they'll be dropping. We saw Commandment centered in Edgy a couple of seasons ago, kind of that was their domain. Now it seems that these guys have moved in and they make it their own area. So it'll be interesting to see. I don't think they're contested either, so they've got every opportunity here to, if they rotate well, they play together, they're cohesive, I think they could go a very long way. And as Viv mentioned, they've got so many accolades under their belt as well. They have got everything it takes to go the distance in the Grand Royale.
Yeah, I like that. That's a really great breakdown, right? I think at the end of the day, this is a top 10 trio, right? Even if everything was to go crazy, these guys would, there's no way they don't place outside of top 10. But we got to continue the ball, right? We got to talk about more of these trios, Acorn, Jocks, and Slacks. I mean, Adam, this is one of your boys. This is one of your trios, all right? Your dream team. Especially, we just watched Chapter 2 Season 8. A bunch of these trios, they completely shifted around, right? And these guys are consistent. They've said, season to season, we're going to stay together. We're going to continue to work on these little mistakes that we're making. We're going to continue to improve as much as we can. But now we're coming into a double point format. So how are you feeling about this trio?
I think obviously this trio is interesting as well, because last season FNCS we saw this trio obviously are massive in the grand scheme of things. Previous winners, as they've got so much in terms of experience, talent as well. When it comes to them actually, switching things up and changing around, Sludgy is their POI. They don't shift; they stay in the same place. They know it well. They know exactly change things, willy-nilly. They kind of stick exactly where they know they can rock and roll from. We saw last season as well, they were contested in that area for the first time, which is quite interesting to see. They're having to switch things up dynamic-wise as well, how they were kind of spreading out a bit. I think, Vivid, you agree, they kind of really tended to spread out across the POI rather than staying clustered together to kind of really kind of dominate from all different areas to kind of, get as many mats as possible and to give themselves the best opportunity of staying in each of the games as well. So interesting to see. They've had a really good season up until this point as well, so this could be the one for them.
Yeah, I mean, they played, honestly, like, they had a subpar season, and a lot of it came from, them being contested a lot, and I feel like it also missed with their, mentality a little bit, because they were so focused on being contested, so that way when it came down to actually playing in those finals, they didn't really do as good as maybe they could have. But hopefully a nice little break in between events here, that they come in with a fresh mind, can take over Sludgy Swamp again, and hopefully, outperform these other players.
Yeah, and I love this as well, Adam. Like, you kind of brought up a good point, because they keep going back to this POI, right? Like, the POI itself might change, but they know how to work in that POI. As season to season things are changing, they're saying we're already on rails, and now we're just saying, okay, here's this little tweak. We just need to rotate here. There's a chest there. Boom, and then they're already ready to go, right? They already have that game plan. So we'll see, brother. I'm hoping they do well, but we have 2 days of competition and a big old change up in the double points tomorrow, so we'll have to see. Got a few more trios to throw away: Day, Tragics, and Jamper. Once again, I'm so used to saying certain trios just at the same time, and they're doing this to me, man. Vivid, talk to me about this trio. Why could this be trio to watch?
I mean, Jamper has always been a solid player. I believe we first saw a lot of his rise when he was playing with Booga a while back, and that trio obviously doesn't really exist anymore, but Jamper was always that solid player when he was on a trio with Booga, somebody that you can always rely on. I feel like Jamper's experience, he's played with quite a few different players now, and I feel like that experience that he has, I think that he's actually going to be the IGL on this trio, right? And then Tragics and Day, we've heard a lot about Day, right? Winning an FNCS, used to play with Miro and Reverse, obviously. FNCS wins there, and then Tragics also just a very good mechanical player, a solid player that can always find those refreshes probably throughout the tarps that you're building. But I think the highlight of this team honestly is Jamper, because I think he's actually going to be like the foundation, the person who leads Tragics and Day to victory.
Yeah, we've seen Day, Reverse 2K, and Miro were a trio. We saw one FNCS multiple times. They were fantastic. And this going back to the same POI again, I think we're seeing that kind of, we mentioned about the Acorn, Stacks, and Jack there as well. When you know a POI like the back of your hand, it gives you a lot, kind of an advantage in a way, because teams don't really want to press you necessarily because you know it so well, whereas you've had a lot of experience, opportunity to get to know exactly how you get out of certain situations because you know it. Our players know the map, but to kind of know that you won from that point as well. And Day having that experience, Jamper and Tragics, I think as well, very organic, very fluid. They can come in and change things up where necessary. And Day having at least one of their players knowing that POI so well, having done so well out of it as well, it just gives them a lot more kind of, a sense of security. And I think a lot of teams won't press that particular part of the map because they know there is such a solid trio kind of guarding exactly where that is.
Yeah, I agree, man. I agree. That's scary. Now I'm going to throw one. Is a true we are constantly talking about an NAEC.